Donald Trump has a real shot of winning this debate on Tuesday, because all he has to do is say, hey, Kamala, look at your record. It's lousy, and he'll rattle it off. He will. He's got all those numbers committed to memory. He'll rattle off her record, and then maybe he'll actually point to her inconsistencies.
My values have not changed.
Reduce red meat specifically.
Yes.
The Boston Marathon bomber. They should be able to vote.
I think we should have that conversation.
Abolish ICE.
Yeah.
Would you ban offshore drilling?
Yes, and I'm in favor of banning fracking. I am prepared to pass a Green New Deal. I support a mandatory buyback program. We're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminals. The idea that more police equals more safety, that's just wrong.
Policing, as we know, goes all the way back to slave patrols and that idea of...
You are absolutely right.
Where do you stand on defund the police?
We need to take a look at these budgets.
Do you ban plastic straws?
I think we should.
70 to 80% tax rate.
I think that's fantastic.
Chipping now to the Minnesota Freedom Fund.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
Yeah, I am radical. I do believe that we need...
She's radical, all right. So that's all he has to do. He has to say, hey, Kamala, you were this and then you were that. By the way, why do you keep copying me? You like my no tax on tips. And you seem to like that wall all of a sudden. I mean, weren't you borders are for 3.5 years? Thank you very much. And how are you going to fix inflation? You're going to turn the page, lady, except that you are the page. You've been there for 3.5 years, and we have only this to show for it. So I don't know how she wiggles her way out of this. I really don't. I mean, David Muir, who's the moderator, very nice guy. I'm sure he's trying to be fair, but he has his biases like everybody at ABC News. And so it'll be very interesting to see how he's able to kind of negotiate this as she just tries to double down on personal attacks. I guarantee you she will, and has no actual solutions for problems like inflation, big problems like inflation, right? Groceries up 22% since Donald Trump left office, eggs up 47%, car insurance up 54%. Maybe she'll blame, she'll blame those food companies. But hey, and by the way, that doesn't fly because it's actually not the food companies. Rob and I over at 76 Research, we have looked at these margins, and these companies are under tremendous pressure because the cost of fuel's gone up, the cost of getting goods from point A to point B has gone up, the cost of wages has gone up, everything's gone up, right? So consequently, yes, they are passing those costs on to their customers. I realize it's politically expedient to say, oh, it's just those big bad companies, let's blame them. But in actuality, that's not true. And even if it were, okay, let's go with the Kamala logic for a second. Even if it were, hey lady, that's on you. You've been there for 3.5 years. If you're this fancy schmancy prosecutor, why'd you do anything about it? You didn't do squat about it, right? Because it's actually your policies, including the Inflation Reduction Act, that led to these massive problems in the first place. Plain and simple. So this is all Donald Trump has to do. He just has to remind her of what can be, what should be, or what was, right? That past. People want to go back to that past. They're like, I was safer, I had more money, there were better opportunities. So Kamala's in a bad spot. Listen, you don't have to be in a bad spot. One of the things I want to remember for all of you to tell you about is 76 Research. It's the company I created, and I'm so super proud of, because we're really dedicated to trying to help you start to put yourself first, put your savings first, and start to invest, right? You got a market that's way off today. You got a lousy jobs report. We're going to talk about all of that. I'm actually also going to be over on 76 Research in a little bit, at 76 Research on the YouTube channel if you want to watch us there live. I know Peace of Mind always comes over. It's good to see him. And I know that Peace of Mind, you are able to actually get a lot of questions in because the channel is super small. So that's great. But the most important thing I want to tell you about as far as 76 goes is that we have the 76 report. It's just $1 a month with code word dollar for the first 2 months, then it goes to $9.95. But this is going to be the best $9.95 I think you've ever spent, because there's a lot of ideas there. And we also walk you through things when you're dealing with the sell-off like you are today. I actually see it as an opportunity as a long-term investor. I personally went back into the market today because I like days and weeks where things are lower, because those are your opportunities. You see a very different spin, shall we say, in the financial media, and it's when it's red on the screen. You're just going to put bears on, and that's what they ride all day long. I've been there, done that, right? I've seen that in real time, and I just think it's very important to be able to kind of see through to the end game, right? And to kind of get the noise out of the picture, if you would. So this is what we're doing there at 76 Research. We're fully independent. We don't have any conflicts. We're not running your money. We're not managing your money. We're just giving you our view and our opinion on the opportunities right now. And we have 3 different portfolios. You can subscribe to the Founders Club and get all of them. You're going to get 10 to 15 names in each one, and we update you regularly on those. But these are stocks that we think on a personal level, and we have a lot of data to go along with it because, Rob is a stock guru and has been doing this for 20 years and run billions of dollars. And so we are really committed to trying to make sure we have an accurate representation of what we think is the opportunity for the future. So again, coming up at 76 Research on the YouTube channel, please go and check that out as well. I will be there live later on. But you consider all this inflation, and you consider that Donald Trump actually has facts on his side. I mean, what does Kamala Harris have? Oh, he's just a mean guy. We don't really like him. I think that's kind of played out already a little too much, if you would, right? I think people are over that.